It's taken some work, but I finally have them.
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
Alright, here we go. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to another episode of Rock Pops, and we are going to be talking the Suicide Squad. And this is going to be my non-spoiler review. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Suicide Squad is about a group of bad guys, mostly Batman villains, who are brought together by the government to fight secret and covert ops for us against things that our normal government and military couldn't handle. It's starring Will Smith as the lead character of Deadshot, stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, the Joker's main squeeze, even stars Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. And this movie has pros and cons like any movie does. Let's start with the pros first. First of all, the movie has good acting. Each of the characters, I feel like, or rather, I should say, each of the actors did a good job with the character. Whether they had a big part or little part, they did something with what they had. Like I said, Will Smith was the main character, and Will Smith did a great job, actually. He Will Smithed it. The Harley Quinn character, Margot Robbie, she had some depth, or at least she tried to give her role some depth. Jared Leto's Joker was definitely something, and I'll come back to that. Just all the characters, from Killer Croc to Amanda Waller to Rick Flag to Diablo, who was probably a surprise hit. I bet most people are going to walk out of there thinking, no matter what they think, that Diablo was a pretty good part of the movie. One of the other good things about the movie is that it had humor in it. Some of the complaints about Batman v Superman and even the original Man of Steel movie is that the DC universe just doesn't have enough levity to it. That it's too grim, too real, too boring, too dark. Well, this one had jokes, and they had some funny jokes that I actually laughed out loud. They had great moments of humor. And then finally, the good thing that I want to talk about is that this definitely does tie into the DC universe as a whole. We got cameos, which I won't tell you who they are because I don't want to spoil anything. We have tie-ins to previous DC properties, meaning Man of Steel and or Batman v Superman. So keep an eye out for those because it's pretty cool. But those are the pros. Now I got to list the cons because this movie was a mess. Remember when I said that there were funny moments? Well, that's what they were, moments. As a matter of fact, this whole movie is a bunch of moments put together and one-liners put together. This movie suffers from the same thing that Batman v Superman, the theatrical version, suffered from, which is, I'm sure tons of this movie is still on the editing room floor. There's so much stuff that was cool in the commercials, guys, that did not make this movie. Let alone, you could tell just from scene to scene where things should be happening, where there should be interaction that's making one character react a certain way and then another way that just isn't there. There's no sinew, there's no joint that pulls this thing together. It's just blah on the screen. There's really not even an action piece. Even the last climactic part of the movie really isn't a giant action piece. Which brings me to my next negative, is that the main villain, which I won't tell you who it was, is so overpowered to the power of this team that it's ridiculous to think that this team could fight that villain. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. The story doesn't make sense. Things are silly the way that it's put together. It looks like they just didn't learn from all of the criticism that they got from Batman v Superman. Lastly, I'll say this. You could tell, like I said, that the characters, that the actors were trying to give the characters as much as they could with the script that they had, and they probably even gave more, but it's on the cutting room floor, like I said. But the way that the movie was put together, however, whatever is on the cutting room floor is whatever it is, but what I saw, they did not earn the emotional moments. Whether it was anger or when we're supposed to connect with someone for sadness or understand where they're coming from, there's so much exposition of them telling me what stuff is and not showing me. And a movie is supposed to be about you showing me, right? Right. So all in all, this movie just really drops the ball. I was really disappointed. I wasn't looking forward to Suicide Squad anyway, really, but I wanted to go in. I was excited to be wrong and see something that I wanted to see. Last thing I'll say is this. I know a lot of people are loving the soundtrack. I personally didn't, and I found it kind of distracting. It was a little too on the nose with what they were trying to do. So out of a 10 score, I gotta give it a 4, guys. I can't even lie to you. I wish I could say more than that. In my spoiler review, I'll talk a little bit more about things, but right now I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. So stay tuned. If you agree with me, click like, subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know. If you disagree, hey, click like or click the angry thing if you're looking at this on Facebook. And still comment below. Let me know. And as always, keep it popping.